As Israel faces pressure from the United States and now from Europe to stop the war in Gaza, does the Jewish state have the necessary support to definitively end this war and finish the job? Here to speak with us about the situation is the Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem, Fleur Hassan-Nahoum. Fleur, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
To start, is this urgency to end the war reasonable, or is it an attempt to interfere with Israel's sovereign right to defend itself?
Well, first of all, we have our own urgency. Our urgency is to get back those innocent hostages that are still there, trapped in the dungeons of Hamas. Our urgency is to get rid of the 4 battalions of Hamas that still exist there in Rafah in the south of the Gaza Strip, and the 2 that exist in the center of the Gaza Strip. And these are the aims of our war. And until we've completed those aims and our country returns to safety, we will not stop. So there can be urgency from different countries. And what I would suggest is that they channel that urgency into getting Hamas through Qatar to actually agree to a deal to get our innocent hostages home.
Now, much of the criticism surrounding Israel's war in Gaza has been based on casualty counts provided by Hamas, as well as claims that Israel is not allowing in humanitarian aid, yet we see dozens of videos proving otherwise. Is the world just ignoring the reality in front of them, or is this a perception problem?
Well, it's both. I think that the other side, Hamas, and in general, the Islamic fundamentalists have got a very good PR machine going. In terms of the humanitarian aid, what we see, first of all, is that Hamas steals the majority of the aid. And B, what we saw in the videos in the last few days that you're referring to, is that the aid that is given for free by different countries around the world is now being sold in the Gaza markets. Meanwhile, the world ignores 8 million people actually going through a real famine in Sudan. And so the only thing that we can conclude with that is that the world, something we already know, that there's double standards when it comes to Israel. I don't believe there's famine in the Gaza Strip. There's so much aid going in. Again, the world, instead of being obsessed with the amount of aid going in, they should really focus on the distribution of that aid and that it's going to the right people, and that they protect those innocent people from being shot by Hamas terrorists for trying to get some of that aid.
Now, how is it that Israel is facing such pressure from the United States and Europe when neither of them receive even close to that level of scrutiny when dealing with threats to their national security, such as airstrikes on ISIS or now in Yemen? Why are there such double standards?
Well, there's always been a double standard when it comes to Israel. And thank God we have some good allies who've supported us during the war, but you also have to understand the political reality. The United States is going into an election year, and for the Democratic Party, this war has been very, very bad. And Biden is concerned he's losing his support amongst the progressive branch of the Democratic Party, which is probably, with the young people, larger than anybody thought. So he's got the political pressure, and that's why he's putting pressure on Israel. And the Europeans also have large swaths of Muslim populations in their country. And unfortunately for them, many of them are young people who've been radicalized. And unfortunately for all of us, they've created a toxic alliance with the left progressive woke, who of course are A, completely ignorant, and B, have been tarnished, unfortunately, with a lot of anti-Semitic rhetoric for the last 20 years of their lives, somehow blaming Jews for anything that is bad in the world. And so that toxic combination brings all that terrible PR that Israel gets. And all we can do is move forward to achieving the aims of this war that we didn't want, that we didn't start. On a peaceful Yom Simchat Torah day, we were brutally attacked, and 134 of our people are still there, and it is our priority to get them home. If they won't cut a deal, then we will go ahead and rescue them if we have to, and pray for the best. But those are the options that the world has. Israel has never started any war, but Israel will always win all wars because we have no other choice. This is an existential question for us.
Well, Fleur, we are out of time, but as always, thank you for your insights on these important topics.
Thank you so much.